Hello, this is Daniel McDonald. This is the presentation for case number 2, the Travel Light case. And so I'm going to get right into it as there's a lot to present in the short amount of time. The first part of the assignment was to create word processor designs of tables. As you'll see here, I actually created 4 tables at first. As I got into the case study, I actually combined my proposed credit card in with the customer ID. But of course we had a customer table, a garment table, and a trip table. I've created ID numbers for each one of these and then used the customer ID as the foreign key. Let's get into it and look at the tables. So this is how my customer table ended up in Access. I did use the fake name generator to gather all of my names, addresses, zip codes, email addresses, telephone numbers, credit card numbers, expiration dates, and security codes. Again, added the customer ID starting with 1000 and working it up to looks like 1019. Here is my garments table. Again, garment ID as the primary key, customer ID as the foreign. Trip table here as well. I actually used Excel to create, to import into Access all of these. I used random date generator to create all these, and that will end up in my analysis as we look at our top travelers. But let's move on to our trips form. So there is the trips form. Now let's start going to our queries. The first one was expiring credit cards. As I use the fake name generator, this is the only one that I got for an expiring credit card, and that's when I put in something less than December 1st, 2019. Okay, so then we're going into our top travelers queries. So we had the top traveler. This is the person who spent the most days on the road. Here is the results of that query. Let's look at the design view. So here we have that as well. Number of trips. Here we have that. 4 trips was the top. All of my top 5 trip takers and my top 5 spend the most days on the road people were the same. Let's look at that there. And so we go to trip details query. And so we're going to look at this one. This has actually been deleted because on the last run through of this I tried to create. I actually deleted the one that I had, so let's just go ahead and delete the next one. So trip details, I had 900 series as my trip ID. So here we have a trip detail of Asheville, North Carolina. Let's write these names down and we'll use this for the next query, Asheville, and then 122 2017. So this is the cancel a trip query. Yes, we'd like to go through with that Asheville, and then 122 2117. Would you like to delete those rows? Yes, we would. So let's go back to our trips table. And now you can see 925 is deleted, and so is 926. Now let's look at the report. So our first report is bag inventory. So we're going to show you the query for that. Here's the results. Here is the query. This is what the report looks like. And then the next one is our trip itinerary. Here is the results. Here is the query, and here is the trip inventory report. And so my memo here is who would we advertise this to looking at our top travelers. So we have a top traveler that's spending 345 days on the road, and they are taking 4 trips. Again, Kim Baker here. If we look back at our next one, 283 days, 263, 249 days on the road. I actually did all of my trips within the course of a year. So I say that we would try to target this towards people who spend a lot of time in their destination, people who are standing up new businesses, consultants who are going out to a business to do some extensive consulting work, perhaps people who work in the oil industry, those who are going out and working crazy amounts of hours in a single location for long stretches of time. If I had any future improvements, I would say that you might want to create a credit card table so that you can store information on expired credit cards in case you had ever had to go back. And as a general business suggestion, perhaps you could make some side money by marking up different perishables like shampoo, tissues, and other things that you could put in those bags as you travel them out to their destination. That is my presentation for Case 2 Travel Light. Let's see if we got in time.